Hello, Michelle from Little Bull Falls Soapworks in Rothschild, Wisconsin. I wanted to start doing like a kind of a day in the life of a vlog of sorts, just kind of covering what it really takes to be a small business owner. I mean, there's lots of ways to do this. I've always taken great pride in having, well, I'm not a franchise. I would never buy into it. I mean, this is all me. I am completely bootstrapped, and that's always been very important to me. I don't have a rich family, rich husband. All of this, I always take in all of the money that I make every year and I plug it back into the business. At some point, it's going to have to start paying me because every year it takes a little bit more out of me, and I'm starting to get more and more burnt out. This time of year, I'm just about done. But have you ever wondered what? Well, I mean, this is my own personal journey. Not everybody does it the way I do. So, I can't do it at night because I'm just too exhausted. So, I'm going to treat today, early this morning, like it's yesterday, because I can go over what happened yesterday. I can't do it at the end of the night because my night really doesn't end until 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock at night. And at that point, I've crashed. So, with that said, so yesterday, we'll call it today. Well, we'll call it yesterday. What's the difference? So, got up. I don't always sleep so well. The older you get, the more you know. I have to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night, typically. And long story short, I've got asthma bad, and I've been off my meds for months, and it's catching up with me, so I don't sleep very well. So, I don't know, got up sometime between 5 and 6. Then I have to leave, excuse me, and it's off to the store I go. I have a brick and mortar store. I'm open very limited hours, and I think I would be open even less. I would like to have kind of a business plan where I'm open like one day a week maybe, and that's it, and do most of my stuff online. People that want to reorder that are local could just put in an order and come pick it up and be done with it. Or I can maybe do something with having stuff delivered. God knows I have plenty of experience with that. So, speaking of, so I got to the store, and I'm usually on the phone with my husband until about 8 o'clock. So, I usually make my breakfast at the store because I'm not awake when I leave. I'm so groggy because of, well, medical issues and lack of sleep and stress. So, yeah, I get here and I try to eat oatmeal every day because we've got a lot of heart disease in the family. But I can't stand sweet in the morning. So I'm one of those oddballs that I put cheese on my oatmeal. No milk. Ugh. But that's what I do. So I got here. I printed off all my orders that I had gotten, as we're talking, this was Monday, so everything that I got over the weekend. And I started my to-do list for when I would get back to the store later in the day. Mind you, I've got like 6 or 7 different to-do lists. It's crazy. There's a random hair that keeps sticking in my face. I unloaded my car, as I'll load up my car with any shipments that I've received overnight or stuff that I've been working on that needs to come back. And while I was unloading my car, I turned around and my squirrel that lives here outside, he lives outside. She lives outside because she had 4 babies earlier this summer. 3. I think it was 3. She was at the door. So I keep Peanuts here. So I feed her. All the chipmunks and squirrels at our house have all disappeared. But it's because our city decided to cut down all the trees and not replant them. So yeah, that looks lovely. So I fed the squirrel, and then I went downstairs to the basement, my soap lab. I had made some shampoo bars, so I tried to unmold those on Sunday, and they wouldn't unmold. They were pretty damp yet, so I had to wait till yesterday. So I got those out of the mold, I cut those, and I put those all up to dry. I've got quite the collection of racks right now full of soap downstairs, so we're getting kind of backlogged. Might need to spend some extra time here helping Janet get caught up, or maybe I can get one of my kids to come help bevel soap edges and box and label. Oh yeah, and I had a wholesale order, so I had to pull all that. Well, I didn't fill it. I entered it into the system, and then I printed it out to pull later. By that time it was about 8:30. So, well, actually it was like yeah, no, it wasn't 8:30, it was just slightly after 8. So, I DoorDash during the day because I don't like being paid for my business. So I know how much I need every week. And so far, I have still yet to ever pull any income out of here. So everything I sell goes back into the business, and it has forever. And that's how I keep expanding and growing and, doing all this on my own without any big help. I've never taken money from anybody. It's always supported itself. I've never had a down year until all the recent economy issues. It was always increase, a double. I was doubling my sales every year in 2017. I mean, I've been making soap since 2003, but I had some issues with my children, so I took some time off from selling, and I started it back up. I started ramping it back up in 2017 and treating it like a true business, and we would double every year. Well, that's quit. Of course, our sales have gotten up to quite a bit. If I doubled what I've been doing lately, it would be a lot of money. So I plug everything that I make back into the business to grow, to get better systems in place. I now have the capacity. What did we figure out? I can make about 1,500 bars a week by myself with the equipment and the setup that I currently have. I mean, that's a lot of soap. So I do have the ability to get to that next level when I'm ready. Monday morning, I DoorDash. This probably could be its own channel because it's almost ridiculous, some of this. Now, I started DoorDashing back in February, and DoorDashing was great back then. Now, we made really good money. That's a whole other story. And it just isn't the same anymore. But to give you kind of an idea of what this is like and why I don't want to do this anymore. So At 8:15, I still had nothing, from about 8 o'clock to about 8:15. Yeah, all those things, they don't take me long. I'm pretty quick. I've got everything kind of set up, and I printed my orders out, set them to the side for later. Some of this I might have in the wrong order, but yeah, I printed all my orders, set them off to the side, made my oatmeal, unloaded my car, threw some peanuts out there, and then I left. So, now I'm in my car. I'm doing DoorDash. Anybody else DoorDash? Anybody else have any experience with that? I'm curious if there's any other gig workers, because, it's gone downhill. I don't do Uber. I have when I was in DoorDash or jail. You're supposed to be an independent contractor, but they force you to work, which pretty much is an employee. I think they're going to have a class action lawsuit at some point. But I don't really Uber. I got a crack in my windshield too right now, so I got to get that repaired. Once I get that repaired, I'll probably start doing driving from the airport. I'll probably do that early morning because, like I said, I don't sleep much. But anyway, I digress. So at 8:15 in the morning, I didn't have anything. There was one tiny little hot spot on the map. So I drove to McDonald's. I sometimes sit there and wait, hoping I might get something because I'm in close proximity. McDonald's orders aren't the best, but it's something when it's dead. So I sat there till 8:36. This is why I've got miles on my car. 8:36, I finally got an offer for McDonald's for $9 for 7 miles. Okay, not too bad. There's nothing else going on. I took it. But after I delivered it, I had to drive back to McDonald's. So that $9 for 7 miles, that actually became 12.5 miles. So I was back there waiting by 9:04, but I didn't have to wait long. Because by 9:06, I got something for a Dollar General, which is, you have to go inside and do the shopping for the person. That was $6 for 5.5 miles. That's not very good for a shop and deliver. But like I said, there wasn't a whole lot going on. So I drove back, I went and delivered it. And then I had to drive back because I didn't get anything after that. So back to McDonald's, so that added another 3 miles. So that was 8.5 miles for $6. That sucks. So I sat at McDonald's for about 15 minutes. And then an order finally came through for $7.25 for 2.5 miles. That's really good. That's outstanding. So I delivered it by 9:53. It was real quick. And I drove back to McDonald's. There were no hot spots. So I went to the store, came back here. Because usually 10:30 in my area, it kind of dies. Some days it does, some days it doesn't. It really just depends. But I figured it was a slow start to the day. People just aren't spending money right now after Christmas and New Year's coming up and whatever. So I decided to come here to box up my orders because the post office down the street opens at 10. So I could get his order out, her order out, whatever. Their orders out. Yeah, that's better. Each day is different. You never know if it's going to be dead that day or not. So I boxed the orders up and I took them down to the post office, dropped them off there, and went back on my way. At 10:39, I got a Dollar General offer. Is this boring? It seems kind of boring. It is boring. I mean, there are some people that, they video themselves doing all these, and it's like, I don't know. This is just part of my day. This is what I do. So, $7.50 for 2 miles. Hey, that's awesome. So I took that, went shopping, went and dropped that off. Then, as I'm leaving their house, 10:57, I get a Taco Bell for $5 for 4.9 miles. It's almost $1 a mile, which is what I aim for. Not bad. You know, you have to figure out how much it costs to run your car. I've seen people doing DoorDash in SUVs and pickup trucks, and it's like, I have well, it's considered an electric car, but it has a gasoline engine. When I run out of miles, it runs the powertrain. So it's it's like an extender. So I know how much it costs to drive my car. Plus, you know, you have to factor in the fact if you have, your car insurance, you have to factor in if you have a car payment and, all of these things. Gas, oil changes, which you do a lot of. Tires, which I do a lot of because I am out more and I run over more things in the road. And right now I've got a slow leak that I have to take my car in to have the tire fixed. Yeah, so I got the Taco Bell for $5 for 4.9 miles. Hell yeah, I'd take that. So after I dropped that off, I got nothing. It was quiet. Now some days it dies at 11 o'clock in the afternoon, and it's like it's lunchtime or the orders. So at 11:15, after I had dropped that up, I drove back to McDonald's. So that added another 2.5 miles. So that $5 I got for 4.9 miles was actually $5 for 7.5 miles. So it ended up not being that great. So I sat at McDonald's for a while. By 11:23, I got an offer for a Taco John's for $5 for 1.6 miles. Hey, that's awesome. Things are looking up. I dropped that off at 11:37. Yeah, it wasn't far. And those are few and far between. Those are people who tip good. So they don't tip good because DoorDash doesn't pay us much per trip. Not much at all. We really depend on the tips in order to, pay for all the many, many expenses. I mean, just the road hazards and the people hazards. I have to carry pepper spray. I've keep it in my car. I've taken it with me a few times. I mean, there's one address right now that I actually have blocked because the guy scares me and he acts very, very strange and makes me super uncomfortable, and I'm not that way. I'm not scared. I don't scare easy. That guy, I don't know what his deal is, but he freaks me out. He makes me so uncomfortable. I would always have that pepper spray in my pocket, my hand on it every time I delivered there, and he always wants it handed to him. And the way he acts it's scary. So I have that address blocked. I said, yeah, you can't send me here anymore. So I'm not comfortable here. You need to have a man deliver here. So I don't know what happened to his account, but I got an offer yesterday for that address with 2 zeros at the end. Now I remember the road name. I remember the address. I write addresses down that I don't want to go back to, and I turn those down. Yes, if you're a bad tipper, you might be on my list. Or if you've got a big dog that you leave outside, you're on my list. I'm not going back there. Sometimes I screw up and I accidentally take it. Just why I kept doing that with that address. So that's why I called them and I said, you got to block that one for me. I can't. And apparently they can. So, hey, all you other DoorDash drivers, if there's an address that you're afraid, or there's just something with it, I mean, they have nails always in the gravel, or, big dog there and you don't like dogs or whatever, and they let their kids run around and you're worried you're going to run into them because they're running around your car. If you don't want to go there, call them and talk to them. So, yeah, that one, I had an offer come up with that address, that street, the address number with 2 zeros at the end. I'm like, that bastard, sorry. He probably got blocked because other people might have reported him. His account got blocked. So now he's putting through a fake address, and what I'm sure he's doing is you go pick up his food, and then he messages you because he can see you're on the way, and then he'll probably tell you, what his address is. Oh, they have it wrong in the app. There's no reason to call DoorDash because they don't care. They don't care. The guy has a blocked account, I'm sure. Why else would you do this? Unless you're trying to get someone to come back to your house. Ooh. Yeah, that's kind of scary. I didn't think of that. But anyway, yeah, his account is probably blocked because he freaks other people out too. So I saw that come up and I'm like, oh, heck no. Heck no, it was scary. So, yeah, I definitely turned that one down. So, let's see, I delivered that and I got one right away for $11.37 for King Buffet for $7 for 3.1 miles. That's great. So, I'm starting to look up. So, when I was losing money by delivery, now I'm starting to, well, I'm above even. Now I'm starting to make, I don't know if I'm ever above even because of the wear and tear on your car. I'm telling you, it is so hard on your vehicle, but I'm not ready to pull money out of the store yet. I'm not ready to collect a paycheck, and I'm not ready to be full-time anymore. I don't want to work full-time because it takes away from this. This is what I do. If I could find a part-time job that would allow me some flexibility, because Tuesdays I want to do the farmer's market, and Fridays I need to open the store by noon. And I can't work weekends because I'm always at shows. I haven't found a part-time job that's willing to work with me. Gosh, I'd do just about anything that pays better than DoorDash if they would work with me. Yeah, so I did King Buffet, and then I dropped that off and I got another one right away at $11.58. So is Dollar General, another shop and deliver for $7 for 1.7 miles. I mean, that's really good. So I'm starting to get good tippers. You know, the further away you live from where you want the stuff picked up at, the more you have to tip, because otherwise we'll just keep turning them down. I'm sorry, that's just the way it is. I mean, if it's not worth it for us, we're not going to take it. I mean, every so often I'll do what I call a charity run. I mean, it's basically I'm paying to deliver your food just because I feel guilty. You know, it's early morning. I know there's not many drivers out. It's pretty much just me. I had somebody that, I think it was energy drinks and tampons and a bunch of stuff like that. And it's like, oh, I feel your pain. Okay, fine. I'll take this one. Yeah. So I did that out of the goodness of my heart. Because, yeah, you might not have money to tip and, you know, whatever. I felt the pain of that one, though. So, yeah, so after I got done delivering that one, it was $12.24. And, let's see, I was on my way back, driving towards McDonald's and the store. You know, it's kind of the same direction. And they offered me $5 to drive 2 cities away for 7 miles. And I know I would have gotten nothing on the way back because there's nothing there. So it would have been 14 miles for $5. I'm telling you, if you live out in the middle of nowhere, you have to tip better or we will not take them. Every so often you'll get somebody who's really desperate or who's new and doesn't understand, you know, that you have to be careful because you'll end up paying to deliver stuff instead of getting paid to deliver stuff. So at that point, I just went back to the store. I don't like getting done that early. I like working till 2, 3 o'clock, but they're not giving you anything. It was slow. I mean, it weren't for some of these good orders yesterday. I really wouldn't have made very much money. I've got a certain dollar amount that I like to hit every day, and that's in my head. And if I hit it and it's early, I'll keep going because, you know, like I can save money up from when I have a bad week, like this week, New Year's Day. I'm probably not going to be working that day. Or last week was Christmas. You know, I couldn't work, you know, the usual days that I have to work. And it's been 5 days a week that I've been working. You know, when I started doing this, I only had to work 4 days a week because I was also doing the farmer's market on Tuesdays. So I only had to work 4 days a week in order to hit my numbers. Now I have to work 5. And it's hard to hit those numbers. And I don't know. People just aren't spending. And I get that. The economy is what it is. And I just hope that things start getting better now. So, came back to the store. I decided to turn the vacuum cleaner on because, you know, I still see so many spots. I mean, I've got a robot vacuum, and it's really great. It's convenient because it frees my hands up and I can get other stuff done, but it doesn't vacuum very well, especially on low pile rugs that are by the front door. It doesn't pick anything up. I need a different vacuum just to vacuum after the vacuum. Sad. Yeah, so I did that. I mopped the floor because it's been really busy in here. I was a little worried earlier, but, you know, it did end up picking up for me, finally. Yeah, I had already cut all those shampoo bars. Well, tried to. I cut some of them. I let some of them sit down there for when I came back. So I finished cutting those. And then that wholesale order that I had printed, that I actually started pulling. And that's kind of a pain because, I mean, some people can order online and not everybody has internet access where they work. And, you know, I get it. It's cool. That's why I have a few different ways that you can order from me. I can give you a code and you can order. Otherwise, you know, it's like a coupon code. Otherwise, you're ordering on paper and just sending me a paper form, and that's really hard for me to keep up with because I have to remember to add the new stuff and take off the things that I've quit making and put notes next to anything that's sold out, and that's what I usually forget to do. And sometimes by the time they order, the things that are on there, it's all changed. So so I had to do that, and then I had to enter it online. So I had to create the order for them, and I guess I messed that up. I'm tired. I'm worn out. You know, mistakes happen. So at 2 o'clock, I realized that it was 2 o'clock, and oh my God. I put in the order for pizza because we had to do Christmas part 2 because some of our family doesn't get along with other parts of our family, so we have to do 2 separate ones. Whatever. I hope someday forgive and forget and everybody moves on and life gets easier and please for me. My dad had called me earlier in the day and asked me if there's anything he could do, which was awesome because I would had to have gone to not only get a pizza, but then I would have to go to pick up, I wanted him to go pick up some cookies and drinks. He doesn't have any in his house. So I sent him to do that, and he picked up a few other things, and that saved me one more trip. I also had to finish wrapping the presents, which I did somewhere in there. So I have to do presents from me and my husband, and then I have to do presents for my dad. I have to go shopping for those. I have to wrap all those. I had 3 more boxes. What did I have last time? It barely fit in my car, but that was because my dad was there too. So it was one more person, 1 extra box. So yeah, I had 3 boxes of presents. I had to shove all those in my car. Went up to my dad's house, dropped those off, and then I had to go pick up the pizza that I'd ordered earlier. Mind you, I mean, I had to arrange all this with everybody too, so it was back and forth. Are you coming? Let's do it this day. Yes, we can do it this day. And then confirming you're still coming today. Okay, and then I had to tell my dad, okay, everybody is still coming today. So my dad's phone wasn't acting right yesterday, and I forgot to ask him about that. See, this is what happens when you start getting burnt out. You start forgetting And that doesn't help that I have fibromyalgia and I have ADD. So it's really hard for me, and that's why I've got so many to-do lists and notes of stuff. I have to. It's how I survive. So yeah, I went over to my dad's and we had Christmas. And then my husband took out my other daughter who was missing out on getting a pizza and stuff. So they went out to eat together. And so it's just me, my dad, and my other daughter and her family. And it was great to see them. Don't always get to see a lot of them. But, yeah, it was getting close to 6, and Dad started getting that look, you know, he's done, he's tired. He goes to bed early, so, like, we need to wrap this up. So, let's see. I don't remember what time I got home. It was like 7:30. I had to stop and get gas. Yeah, so I left the house by 7, got back at 7, and that's just very normal for me. That's why I have my purse, which it's actually a man bag. It's a mini, what do you call this? You know, like a laptop bag, but it's like a half-size one. And I've got a lot of things in there I live off of. And I've got my makeup that I bring with me because I usually don't do it in the morning. I usually do it when I get here. Because I look really worn out right now. And usually I don't wear makeup when I DoorDash, but I'm starting to look so tired out. I don't really have a choice. I am so worn out right now. And I got a lot more stuff to do because now it's tax time and inventory time, and I just don't need to drive anymore. I'm going to work on some stuff. Well, that's another whole video. So yeah, I didn't get home till around 7:30 last night. And I just didn't have to make supper. I had to feed the cat, walk the dog, and all that other stuff. Laundry. Trying to keep up with my house, which gets to be hard. I'm worn out. All right, well, oh, it's been half an hour. That was a day in my life. I mean, I'm going to try to do a few more of these just so you get some kind of idea of what it's really like. So before you jump in and decide you want to do stuff like this, you get to see how it really is. Real life. Because I don't hold back. I don't sugarcoat. Everything's kind of, I just put it out there. So, yeah, it isn't always fun. Parts of it are fun, but it's work. It's still work. And it's a lot of extra work. Working for yourself is more work than working for somebody else, because it's just you. But yeah, that's it. So I'm gonna start doing a daily video vlog for a while, just so y'all get some kind of idea of how we're doing this, and maybe a little bit of why sometimes I seem a little grumpy. It's because I'm worn out. I do the best I can, but it does get to be a lot. So I guess that's it for now. Stay tuned for tomorrow's video. Thanks for watching. Please like and follow us so that I can do a lot more. I got a lot of plans of things that I can do with this, so yeah. But I need people to watch, and I need people to follow us in order to get to that point. Because some of the things that I want to do, you have to have a certain, you know, like to go live, to sell live, I have to have a certain number of followers and stuff. So please like and follow, comment. Thank you. All right, have a good day.